Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to compare the browser speeds of the Galaxy Nexus and the iPhone 4S. Now, I've been using the Galaxy Nexus for about a day, and I have to tell you, I really like it quite a lot. So let me go ahead and turn it on, and what we're going to do is do some of these tests before I go ahead and do an overview of Ice Cream Sandwich. I want to be really familiar with the operating system before I go ahead and show all the features so I don't miss any. But let's go ahead and do a browser test. And before we do that, now one thing you should know, and I get a lot of comments on when I do these tests, is the Galaxy Nexus does not have Flash pre-installed. It's something you have to go to the App Store and install. So currently, it's not installed on this phone. So it should be a pretty fair comparison of what the phones can do. With Flash, it may slow down a little bit, but the website we're going to test, which is my own, zollotech.com, does not have Flash anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. But let's first close all the running applications. And on Ice Cream Sandwich, we hit this button here. Here they are, and we swipe to close them. And there we are. Now on the iPhone 4S, it's a little bit less convenient than that. We double tap the home button and hold down one of the apps like you saw and close each one individually, which is a pain in the neck, but that's the way you have to do it. Much more elegant solution on the Galaxy Nexus. YouTube comments. You can see how many things I have open here. All right, that should be everything. So let's go ahead and power these both on. We'll go into the browser on both. You stop here, and let's go to zollotech.com. Okay, you can see it up there. Probably show up here. These are both on Wi-Fi, the same Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi connection is 30 by 5, just so you know, and it also has the capability of 50 connections simultaneously. So let me go ahead and hit this button, and 1, 2, 3. We'll load the browser. And the Galaxy Nexus is just about done. Although the images aren't there. There we go. So they're very similar. The Galaxy Nexus populated the browser first without the images, while the iPhone 4S waited for the images. Let's go ahead and try a refresh. So you tap the bar up here, and they're refreshing. And the Nexus is just about done, and it's done. The iPhone 4S is continuing, and they're at finished. So you can see there's quite a difference as far as that goes. And as far as these screen settings go, I haven't adjusted them at all. They're actually on automatic brightness, so they're dealing with this light by themselves. I haven't changed anything. I like to keep things stock when we're doing that. And it looks like I have another window open here too, which I didn't realize. Yep, and I did here too on the Nexus. So let's go ahead and close all these windows. We'll get rid of them so that we can make this a little more fair test. But to the Galaxy Nexus's speed was quite nice with all those windows open. So let's go ahead and close that. And there we are. All right, so we've closed all the windows that were previously open. Let's go ahead and go back to Zollotech and see how it loads now that both are closed. Let's go here, and there we go. Let's see how it loads now, and incredibly fast on both, but the Galaxy Nexus finishes by a hair every time. Let me show you the pinch to zoom. Now, as you can see, the screen on the Nexus is much larger, and after using it, I have to say that I'm really liking this Galaxy Nexus. I've been an iPhone user since the original. I've used Windows Phone 7 and just about every Android phone, and until now, Android just didn't have the refining movements and little things that I liked about the other two. Now, it's definitely just as nice. So let's go ahead and pinch to zoom. A little bit of chop on the Nexus, but nothing that's a pain. You can see there. We scroll. The Nexus scrolls a little bit quicker, where the iPhone scrolls slower. It's not really any detriment to either. or to the detriment of either. And one thing they've done now, this was mentioned in some of the the records found for one of the lawsuits that Apple had against, I think it was HTC. This little bounce here, see that little bounce, uh, to tell you you're at the end of the page, is actually patented. So on what they've done on this version, you can see, watch, the blue light will show up here when we reach the page. And we'll do it again. And the bottom. Now on the top, there we go. So see, it's saying that we've reached the top of the page, and it's a nice blue light. Great way of doing that. It looks nice. And those are the little refinements I'm talking about in Ice Cream Sandwich. Really, really nice. And at the same time, everything's just super fast, really, on both of them. But the Nexus, I wanted to do a quick comparison to just show you. Let me show you some of the settings, and we'll be done for today with that. So here on the Nexus and Ice Cream Sandwich, we have these little dots. Wherever you see these dots, it means there's settings. And here we have refresh, save to bookmarks, share page, find on page, request desktop site, save for offline reading, or settings. Let's go into the settings. And we have what you would expect: general, privacy and security, accessibility, advanced, bandwidth management, and labs. Under general, it's just like your normal web browser. So we'll go back, set your web page, clear your history, clear your cache. Real nice as far as all these go. But they're really pretty fast. They're both dual core processors. The Nexus actually has a bigger screen, a higher resolution screen as far as the overall resolution, and it also has more RAM as well for saving to memory or running for the processors. So let's go ahead and look at bandwidth management, which is interesting. So you can tell it to load the images or not. So if you're having issues with getting close to your data cap, you can actually shut that off. So some really nice settings in the Nexus. Since that's the newer phone, and really not a whole lot has changed on the iPhone as far as that goes, I'm not really going to go into that too much. The iPhone 4S has been out for a while, and the Galaxy Nexus has only been out a couple days, but both are very nice. And I have to say, as someone who is actually someone that's used an iPhone for so long, if you haven't been watching my videos, this phone is really starting to make me think maybe I want to use it and either switch to Verizon or buy a GSM version of it for myself. It's really that nice. So I'll be using it continually. I'll be doing an overview of Ice Cream Sandwich, and I'll also be doing a review of this phone, obviously. So if there's anything you want to see specifically that you're not seeing in other people's videos, please comment below and tell me what it is you want to see. And I always leave links to these phones below where I find them for less money, so you may want to check those out as well. I put them in the show notes there. So you may want to check that out if you're interested or in the market for one of these phones. As always, subscribe and comment if you haven't already subscribed. If you have, I really appreciate it, as always. Thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.